Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Keep It Moving Podcast. And for this week, I'm going to be your host, Mike B.
Doing you how you do.
No. I at least let you introduce yourself, brother. You know what I mean?
That's how you come in.
Well,
keep it moving.
Just excited. Well, thank you, JT.
Oh, no
My
problem.
homeboy JT is with me, per usual.
Hey, I'm here.
Say something, Novelty.
Something?
We're going to need a little bit more excitement from you.
Hello.
Thank you.
You know, you alive.
You want your check, don't you?
That's funny.
Don't get fired on your off day.
That's funny.
Anyway, we are here to talk about what everyone else has been talking about, what's in the news. But before we get into the drama, let's give a congratulatory clap to old Serena Williams.
Oh, yeah, she won French Open.
She won the French Open for
Yes.
2015.
Yes.
For some reason, who was she playing against, JT?
Some white girl.
Sharapova?
Was it Sharapova?
Yeah.
No, it was?
You
I thought she was like a no-name. I've never heard of her.
the woman that she was playing was a no-name?
You know, I don't know too many of them, but I know a few. But I don't know if it's Sharapova.
Are black people into tennis?
Yes.
Evidently, somebody.
Especially now that, you know,
we got some representation.
Had, you know, for the last 15 years, it was Serena and Venus. It was, you know, kind of a drop-off since, like, Arthur Ashe.
Arthur Ashe is black?
Even I know that.
Moving on.
You're fed up for the episode?
You put me to 10 already.
Also, have you guys been hearing about Akon? Akon wanting to start this solar academy over in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to be able to provide 600 million homes with electricity. And so he's trying to start this academy that's supposed to teach the people there how to maintain, fix, and just use solar power to light their homes. Now, this was going on this week, or we heard about it this week, but not too many people have been talking about it because the rest of the world have been talking about Bruce Jenner.
Oh, who cares?
Bruce.
Everybody is talking about Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, you know, to be exact. Now, it's one of those situations. 20 years from now, people are going to be saying, "Where were you
when you heard?
when you saw the transformation happen?"
Oh, Bruce.
I didn't know who it was. I just kept seeing this picture on my social media timeline, Facebook, Instagram, and when I saw it, it looked like Jessica Lange.
I thought it was Janice Dickerson at first.
Or
that's
that.
what it looked like.
I mean, or that,
she
or
looked
her.
like a train wreck.
What are you trying to say, JT?
Hey.
My question to you, JT, is: did she look 60?
Yes. If she looks like Janice Dickinson and she looks 85.
But it didn't too much. Like when I first saw it, I didn't know that it was Bruce Jenner. So it didn't look like Bruce Jenner to me. And then some of the other pictures that I mean, you can kind of see it.
I didn't know he went and had the breast surgery.
Yeah,
I didn't know that
because he went all in. What kind of surgery?
I guess he had like a I'm just going off of looks. Like, it looked like he got like facial surgery, and of course, you know, I guess breasts. And
from what I heard, he did everything above the waist.
Now, I don't understand why if you're gonna go and do that, why not do it all? Like that's what I don't understand.
I told you he just
want
to be with himself.
I
told y'all a long time ago he just want to play with himself.
I never heard of that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about it, Novelty?
He can do what he want to do. I don't care.
Why don't you care? The rest of the world is talking about it. The rest of the world cares. The rest of the world is calling this man a hero, and he's brave. He's very courageous.
And now they come up. Now it's a new one. Like you used to have homophobic. Now it's transphobic. That's a new word that's really starting to catch on now. Like I guess if you don't, agree with that lifestyle, you transphobic.
Okay.
Well, they say he's a hero and he's brave for doing this, but Michael Jackson they talked about like crazy.
I can't, man, because I heard like they're gonna give him like the Arthur Ashe like hero award
for having a sex change,
like a courage award.
For having a sex change?
I don't know where you no.
You don't get it. You don't.
I don't agree.
I guess it takes some type of bravery to be a celebrity.
He ain't the first one.
No, I know that's what I was going to pose to you. Like he's not the first person to do it, but is he the first celebrity or the first big name person to do something like this? They made made news when your boy that did the basketball player was supposedly the first NBA guy to come out that didn't really. You said he ain't even good at playing basketball. You know what I'm talking?
He had a job. No, I don't think he did.
Okay, so why should Bruce Jenner? I mean, this to me. That doesn't fit in award category.
I don't.
Because I'm willing to accept who I am, period. I'm willing to accept who I am. I get the Courage Award. I accept who I am every day. I'm a black woman. Why don't I get the Courage Award? I got 2 strikes against me coming out the gate. Why don't I get the Courage Award?
You're not an athlete.
Mm-hmm. This the ESPYs.
Well, then let me go run a few laps. And
this ain't the NAACP award.
I mean, but still, okay. But still, why am I
not? You get an award for being you.
Yeah.
So why didn't the black guy who came out, the football player,
Michael Sam?
Yeah.
Why didn't he get it?
I don't know.
He may have got. He probably didn't he get some type of award?
Nah, I don't know.
And I mean, to me, it ain't even. It's not about color, but if you accepting who you are, period. Why should you get a Courage Award for that?
Oh, courage. Because you want to be a girl.
Hey, I don't know. But the rest of the world is proud of him. Even some of his kids. So, hey.
I mean,
you know.
I can't live in that.
It be your own person. Cool. You went, you did what you wanted to do, but I don't think you deserve no Courage Awards and all of that. Unless it's the Courage Award that the president
come out and say something about it? Like saying he was like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Brave or something. The president said something.
Man, funk that.
He almost. Do you feel like sometimes I feel like we ask celebrities or even the president questions or to comment on shit that
he don't even give a damn about.
And if he don't, then somebody got a problem with it.
Yeah. Like he supposed my president support everybody, but he don't give a damn about me, which is what most black folks is thinking. But
oh man, no.
All right, brother. Now, another story for the past couple of weeks that people have been talking about is this Josh Duggar situation. Are you guys aware of what's going on? The family from 19 and counting. Now, I didn't understand. I mean, you got all those kids. And, well, I guess my grandparents had 18. So, I guess 19. Well, what's the final count? Do we know how many they got now?
And counting.
And counting, yeah. Do we know what the final count is now?
I don't. I mean, I didn't watch. I knew about them, but I didn't really.
Grandparents.
Say what?
You said your grandparents got 19 kids.
18.
18.
Uh-huh.
It was a long time ago.
Are you saying trying to say people well,
don't do that no more?
Look at your boy. Well, I guess they're together.
Yeah.
Your boy from remember Y'all to Fix My Life?
Oh, that was just foolery.
Had the 34 kids. So now, people out here.
That's just a stupid man. Yes, that's what I said.
Hey, he has a sex addiction. Sometimes that happens. You can't blame the man.
Lucky he still got a member on his where.
Sometimes the women just can't say no.
Sometimes they can't say. But we're not here to talk about that, JT, because you're gonna get us in trouble. But apparently it has come out that Josh Duggar, who is the oldest son of the Duggars, and when he was younger, like 12, 13, around that age, he had improperly touched, other children and also a few of his sisters.
Yes.
Now, this is making headlines because, I mean, he sounds like a pervert, pedophile, or But can you say pedophile if he's a kid? He's a kid too. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think so. Yeah, you're just a kid.
Once he turns 18.
Once he turns 18 and he's doing it to kids younger, then yeah.
But I guess that is.
But they were his younger siblings.
It is somewhat incest since it's his sisters.
But I don't think it was sexual. I mean, I don't think they were having sex.
But
there's no.
He's just nasty. He's just a nasty little boy.
Maybe he was just. Now, I don't know. I really don't have that mind. So I don't know. Exactly where like he saw his parents do something maybe and wanted to try it on.
But aren't they super
else.
Religious? Like,
yeah, that's why they got all the.
That's
I guess they live by the old fruitful and prosper.
Oh, no protection.
I mean, they married might be.
Oh, but people don't use protection in marriages.
Women marry.
Well, I know. I mean, but
when you don't want to have no kids, I mean, that's kind of one of the precautions. And I figure condoms is the easiest. Well, no, birth control is probably
birth control is easiest if you married.
Oh, hell yeah, because I ain't wearing no condom if I'm married. I'm sorry.
And that's why birth control is the easiest.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But people were coming down on them at how they handled the situation. I think he went and confessed to his parents about what he was doing. Maybe he felt convicted within his heart. You know, Jesus came to him in a dream like, you need to stop that shit. And I think at one point they tried to send him away.
Is he still doing it though?
No, I don't. Or he's a changed man.
Oh, okay. I mean,
all of this happened when he was
younger.
Yeah.
Okay, he confessed when he was
Yeah, he confessed
it
when he was
makes a little
younger.
bit more sense. Okay, how their reaction is.
Yeah, and why the family is like still supporting him instead of being creeped out and like.
Plus, I heard like the daughter that got. Or one
touched.
of the daughters, they touched. She was like she forgave him and she's backing and supporting him.
She was saying how he was. She said he was a young boy who did something stupid. She said, which another thing she said that was kind of weird. She's like, we were most of the time we were asleep, so we didn't even know what was going on. That's not really an excuse for it, but she was young, so she didn't
was
know.
Young. She didn't. I mean, you're talking. How young was he?
He was 12 or 13, somewhere around there.
Come on, these are kids. Kids do stupid stuff. Period.
But that's what I was saying.
Especially kids coming of age, and if there is no discussion in the home, if you can't freely talk to someone about urges and desires that are happening when you hit puberty, you're going to do some dumb things.
Hey, well, I was about 8 when I had my little touchy feely with a girl. I used to always want. When they came over, I was happy. It was happy time.
And if he's always been around nothing but his sisters when they were little, and mostly, he got a lot of women that touchy, feely. Every kid does it. It's not one person on the face of this earth that can tell me they didn't do it when they were that young. You do go through that stage. It's nature.
I mean,
so
I don't think every kid.
Are we really? So we chastising a kid for a 12-year-old at this point?
No,
because I thought this was happening as he was an adult.
No, I don't think he's married with the family and all that now. But a lot of the controversy now is because, like I said, how people handled it back then. They don't feel that people don't feel that they took the proper channels to get him help. They tried sending him away. They tried scaring him. I think they went to like a police friend of theirs, and he tried to scare his ass. How old is he now?
Yeah.
He's like 20s or 30s.
Yeah. He's like, I think he's the only oldest one, so he's around 30.
So around 30, that would have put it 15 years ago?
At least.
15 to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Child abuse hotlines, things like that. I mean, people thought differently then. I mean, if a little girl went to her daddy back then and said, somebody, my brother touched me, dad's going to take the word of whoever he trusts more. He told on
himself.
Right.
So it wasn't like he was
But even if he told on himself, what were they supposed to do? Seek a psychiatrist? All the things that are available to you now when something happens like that weren't available back then. These weren't for the longest, these weren't even things you discussed outside of the house. Right. So let's be real. I don't think we have any right to chastise anybody in any family for the way they handled a situation 15 years ago.
Also, people are coming out against the family because they found out, okay, he had these urges, and they felt the family was trying to cover it up instead of, like I said, taking other avenues in order to get him some assistance. But then I guess the family, because they're so religious, he's been vocal about, coming out against homosexuality. And he also, I believe, was part of an organization that is for, like, young kids. So him being in this organization, people finding out that he used to be this type of person when he was younger, it's not as easy for people to forgive, especially victims of this type of behavior. What if the sisters were like, instead of being supportive, were like, yeah, he was wrong, I can't believe he did that. Yeah, then I feel like a lot of people would be justified in how they feel about him now.
But
he was 12.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just letting you know the attitude of people.
Your 12-year-old kid comes to you and says, Mama, I've been playing with Susie down the street and I've been feeling on her. Or I've been playing with my sister in the bedroom. We've been feeling on each other.
It's the difference between Susie down the street and your sister.
Okay, even if it was your sister. So what you going to do? Go tell the neighbor, oh, my son been feeling on his sister.
No, you cut his hands off and then case closed.
See, there you go. And is that really how everybody expects this to be handled?
Hey, it would have solved the problem.
It created another.
What? Handless?
No.
Like
you got feet?
Yeah. people doing it every day, writing with their feet. It can happen. I'm sure it has happened.
They drive.
Okay.
They live a successful life.
The things we obsess over.
But I mean, I don't want people to think that we don't believe that it's a big deal. I mean, because it is a big deal. I understand where you're coming from as far as what were they supposed to do back in those days, but I don't want us to just gloss over that it was still wrong.
Plus, it wasn't that 15 years ago ain't that long. That was 2000. So, I mean, they had stuff, avenues to go to.
There were avenues,
that's not that long ago.
What are we talking about? Are we talking about a kid who was touching his sister every single day and every single night, or are we talking about?
It wasn't a one-time thing. And it was multiple sisters and friends.
Okay.
So he had a problem.
Okay, so he, no. Unfortunately, I can't just go with he had a problem. I guess I don't have enough information to go off of.
Okay.
Because
he didn't think that something was wrong when you 12 and 13.
That touchy-feely stage.
But you can have kids by then. Touchy-feely to me is earlier than 12 or 13. By then you know something.
But if you're sheltered, you may not know.
If you're sheltered, you don't. That's
that is
puberty. You're talking about an over-religious family. My thought process on that is more than likely they didn't openly discuss what was going on with this kid in his body as he was growing up. And as he was getting older, these discussions weren't there. Very religious. He's not getting sex ed in school because he's probably going to some kind of Catholic church. So they're not discussing it there. He's learning everything that he knows from watching internet and seeing other people or other kids that he probably shouldn't be getting that information from.
So you blame the parents?
I don't necessarily blame the parents. I blame it's more than just the parents. If the parents are raising him overly religious, they've got to take some responsibility for not teaching it. But then also the school he's going to, they've got to take some responsibility for not teaching it. It takes a village to raise a child, period. So his village is responsible.
Or are they homeschooled? That sounds like a homeschool type of.
Based on the picture she painted, it makes it seem like it. I don't know.
Yeah, this is just my thought process. I don't know. Like I said, it's not enough for me to go off of. And then when he did go to his parents, if they tried to do something, so many people don't know what to do. They don't know what avenues to take. So they try something and it doesn't work. The kid that went and shot the senator in the face in Arizona, he had mental issues. His mother did everything she could do to get him help. But because of law, she couldn't do certain things. She couldn't get him put in a mental institution and have them hold him. They would only hold him for 72 hours and then say, oh, he's fine. Only evaluation periods. She could not get him put in a mental institution. But then that happens, and now everybody turns around and says it's her fault. It might not be the parents' fault. I don't know what all avenues they took. I don't know what was available to them in their city, in their town at that time. It's a lot of things that you don't know. I thought this situation had just happened recently or within the last 5 to 10 years, and he was an adult when he was doing it. But you're telling me a 12-year-old little kid was touching his sisters. No, it's not right. But I know every kid goes through the touchy-feely stage, and depending upon how open you are and how much you know and how educated you are about sex as you are going through puberty depends on when that happens.
Okay.
Yeah, it seemed like we didn't ask nothing about that.
But
I mean, you asked me my point. Yeah. That's my question.
We wouldn't disagree. You gave us
I totally understand.
Yeah, very good.
But that kind of leads us to our final topic that we're going to talk about, and it's becoming more of an issue these days, and it's regarding what parents are doing in an effort to chastise their children. And people they're calling it public shaming. Now, we've over the course of years that we've been doing the show, we've talked about situations where I think it was a father who saw his daughter had an online profile pretending to be older than what she was. She was only a 5th grader or whatever, and she's talking and messaging these older guys. So remember the time he had her, I don't know, did we talk about this? But he dressed her up like with a shirt that says I'm a 5th grader, put a little barrettes and stuff in her hair.
That, yeah.
And made her she looked like a 5th grader instead of the way she wanted to look and the way she was portraying herself online. And then he posted all these pictures of her online. Had a pink backpack, pink barrettes. Do you recall this, JT?
No, I'm listening.
Okay, but this was his way of trying to, I guess, shame her and let other people know that she's not a 19, 18-year-old. She's a 5th grader that you guys are messaging. Now, more recently, there was this father who he was chastising his daughters. I guess he was telling her not to do something. And he posted this video of her with her hair. He had cut her hair off. She had a pretty long hair. We didn't see him cut her hair, but we saw her hair on the floor, and then she almost looked like a boy. But then I think a couple weeks later, she killed herself because she was ashamed. Yeah. Also, there was a video in which there was a stepmom who her stepson came home from school or wherever he was at smelling like a bag of weed, and he's also failing, the grade he was in. So on camera, she was having him confess all this stuff, and she's talking shit to him, and then she cuts his hair. And what I didn't understand was, like, everybody was going in on the stepmom, and we quickly got away from the fact that he came home smelling like weed, clearly high, and he's failing. Now, people were saying how this could lead to him doing something to himself, like the girl did. She jumped off of an overpass and killed herself. Now, it can lead to him wanting to do something like that, but this is the avenue that some parents are taking now to try and, I guess, shame their kids. What do you guys think about that?
Me, if I had some kids, I personally wouldn't do it.
I'm not. Would you not do it out of fear of something like that?
I wouldn't do it, period. That just ain't me. I ain't gonna shame my kid. That ain't cool to me.
Okay.
That I know you trying to find different avenues, but to
and especially since
shame
everything's on social media or whatever.
Your child, to me, no. I mean, there's better parenting avenues than to
put it on social media.
Yeah, I can tell you, but I ain't gonna spread. To me, that's home business.
Okay.
That ain't something I want to just publicly, tell everybody my child's faults. And no, I'm supposed to love my child. And I will correct them, yes, but I'm not going to publicly shame them, and then have people that brings on more shit. Than correcting. And I think and I think that shows less love towards the child. And I think the child feeling some type of way. I mean, of course, children act differently. It might work, but that's just something that I wouldn't do. It might work for some people. Hey, go ahead if that's the tactic you're taking.
You think you have to know your child?
Even but that's just something
I'm just saying for parents that do.
I would hope you would know, but I'm pretty sure.
Like this father,
a lot of them they just do. Oh, okay, this might be something that will work. Because
considering you're always on social media, and then the one thing the father who cut his daughter hair, he said, I kept warning you. Like he kept telling her about it. Yet she did whatever she wasn't supposed to do anyway. Now that seems a little drastic. That it had that type of effect on her mindset to where she wanted to end her life because she didn't have hair anymore. But
I think her situation was a little bit more than that. To my understanding, she had been bullied. Period. She had been being bullied, and that just kind of put it over the edge. That was just the final straw. I do agree. You don't. My mama used to say, you keep your business at home. So no, I'm not going to go online and tell everybody in the world that my kid that I'm raising is smoking weed and failing school. That's just dumb. That makes me look stupid just as well as him. However, the little girl with the Facebook situation, I think that was necessary because she was on Facebook portraying herself as an older person, texting guys or messaging guys, and they were much older, and the conversations that were being had were inappropriate. I think it was necessary because she put herself out there as an older person. Mm-hmm. I think it was necessary for him to make sure people were aware she is not this old because you're opening the door to too much. Mm-hmm. So I think that in that particular situation was necessary. I don't know all the rhymes and reasons behind the little girl with the haircut, but I do know that she was being bullied beforehand. Mm-hmm. So that just kind of put her over the edge, unfortunately. So that's a different situation. The situations are different. I do remember at one time there was the lady that her son came home with F's all the way down his report card. She made him stand on the street corner
hold the sign.
And hold the sign that said, I got an F, so this is what my job is going to be in the future. In that particular situation, I think that was very good. It was because it was truthful. It was honest. If you flunking out of school, you're going to end up on the street corner begging for money. If you're not on the corner begging for money, you're going to be begging for money somewhere.
So you wouldn't consider that public shaming?
It's not about public shaming. I think it was a lesson to be taught. It wasn't social media. It wasn't social media.
It was national news.
It was national news because some media person made it national news, not because the mother did it. Okay. It was that mother put her child on a street on the corner. That could have just been a little bit of local ha gossip versus it being national news. It never had to be national news. Would I have had them do it on Facebook? No, I would not have used Facebook for that. I don't believe in shaming a child and making them feel like crap, but sometimes you do have to be creative. And in some situations, I do believe it was definitely necessary with the fifth grader that was pretending. No, not it's creative parenting. It's not shaming. It depends on what it's like. The punishment has to fit the crime. That fifth grader running out telling everybody on social media, I'm 18 and older, talk to me, I'm going to take pictures, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That needed to be corrected, and it needed to be corrected in a very public way. Because if it's not, then one of these little boys shows up, or
I would do that, but I would
show up at her house. Now, I'm not saying shame her. I'm saying put a big sign. I'm a fifth grader. Make her look like she's supposed to be the kid she's supposed to be. I believe in that.
Why wasn't she like that before?
There you go.
I wouldn't.
And then that's the second question.
That's on
how
the parent.
Does this happen? What is happening in your home that your fifth grade child?
Yeah, how did
we get here to where now you shaming them? I think it's you. Mm-hmm. They're a result of you.
Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. So, we can't just automatically say that it's the parent, but we do have to make sure the punishment fits the crime. I don't know what the little girl's crime is who died. I don't know what she did to get her hair cut off. To me, that is, why would you do? To me, he was trying to make her feel little just by cutting her hair. Why?
But I see that all the time on social media where parents are
cutting the boy's hair like an old man.
Like old man, yeah.
Why? That to me, that's not a punishment. That to me is making someone feel like crap. But so, you're personally trying to make them feel like crap instead of trying to teach the lesson that needs to be taught.
I can see that.
So the punishment has to fit the crime. If you do it on social media, it's got to be a very good reason why you do it. My kid come home smelling like weed with F's all down his report card. I guarantee you, I'm not gonna go on social media talking about it. That's the last place I'm gonna go.
You would be too embarrassed?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that is a reflection of me.
Right.
I've done something clearly wrong somewhere in here. I don't know where. I don't know what. But I got to figure out how to correct it. Because the next step is he going to be
cut his hair.
No, that's not the answer.
And I don't just cutting the hair like that. To me, I guess you look stupid for
I think
a time.
That might probably work for little kids. I'm only seeing it on like elementary kids.
My goddaughter, she couldn't stand going out with looking crazy when she was little. She's always been that way. She couldn't stand going out looking crazy. So her mama would threaten her, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm not going to comb your hair. We're going to go to the grocery store. And she would immediately do what she was supposed to do. We don't know why. It's not like anybody ever took her out looking crazy. But she was like that at 2 and 3 years old. She couldn't stand it. And that's how you got her in gear. Because if you popped her, that didn't work. Spankings didn't work for her. My older sister, spankings didn't work for her at all. She was too stubborn to cry. But you take away strawberry shortcake and she bursted into tears. So sometimes
like
you
the
have
food?
to, yes, you have to find the sometimes you have to find the thing that works, but you just don't do it on social media unless it started on social media. I mean, if girls are out there talking about I'm 18, 19 years old and you really 12, oh no, that needs to be corrected right there.
Understandable.
Otherwise, somebody gonna end up dead.
You killing somebody?
The little girl might come up dead. The little boy that touched the little girl might come up dead, or the daddy might come up dead. Somebody gonna end up dead. That needs to be corrected.
Well, all right. Don't end up dead, folk. And I would really love to hear your comments and your thoughts, especially about the public shaming situation. And do you feel that there is any time where it's acceptable? We heard Novelty's thoughts on it, and it makes sense to me. You know, I can kind of co-sign that as far as the punishment having to make sense. And if it started on social media, then okay. You know, I get it, especially with the fifth grader. But what are your thoughts, people? Let us know. Leave your comments. Don't forget to share and like these videos. Any final thoughts? JT?
Join us on Facebook.
Novelty. Oh, yes. And it's just Keep It Moving Podcast on Facebook.
Yep.
Very good.
You out?
I think you've been out.
Until next time, people. Peace.
Night.